What's going on? Genie AJ here. Today I'm going to share with you how to set up Cloudflare Tunnels using Docker to securely connect your local home network to the public internet without exposing it directly so that you can access your internal applications over the public internet without opening any ports within your firewall. Then I'm going to show you how you can integrate Crowdsec to further secure your internal applications over the public network. So for this video is a tutorial on how to set up Cloudflare Tunnels in your environment. However, this is a continuation of my last video and we'll be showing how to integrate Cloudflare Tunnels within a Caddy reverse proxy. However, this is a continuation of my last video and we'll be showing you how to integrate Cloudflare Tunnels within a Caddy reverse proxy. So if you have not watched it yet, please do. I went over configuring Crowdsec with Caddy reverse proxy. Some prerequisites: you should already have a Cloudflare account with a valid domain, and you should be running Caddy reverse proxy for this tutorial anyway, and have Crowdsec already configured. If you don't have Crowdsec configured, again, please watch my previous video. I also have written instructions on my GitHub as well. Real quickly, let's go over what Cloudflare Tunnels are and why you should use it, or why you would want to use it. So Cloudflare Tunnels are a part of Cloudflare's Zero Trust platform and are a pretty good secure way to connect your local infrastructure to the internet without exposing it directly. So Cloudflare Tunnels can be used for secure access, so protecting your internal applications by allowing access only through authenticated users. You can set up private networks, traffic monitoring. They also have some DDoS protection as well as automatic SSL. So if you're looking to replace your traditional VPN to connect to your home network, Cloudflare Tunnels is an alternate solution available to you. All right, so the first thing that we want to do is to create the tunnel. So once you log into your Cloudflare account, on the right, you will click on Zero Trust. Next, under Networks, you want to click on Tunnel. From here, you can click on Create a Tunnel and select Cloudflare. You'll give your tunnel a name, and then you'll save. From here, there are a few environments you can choose from to install the connector, but for this demonstration, I'm going to use Docker. So you'll select Docker at the top. From here, you can just copy and paste that command into the server that you want to run this connector on. But for my setup, I converted the command right here to Docker Compose because it's easier to manage. You can use ChatGPT or some other automated tool to convert your command to Compose if you don't know how to. This is my simple Compose file. I have the token stored in a .env file. So all I'm going to do is run a docker compose up -d. Next, we're going to go back to the website. You should see your connector populate with a status of connected. As you can see, the connector populated with a status of connected. Once you see that, you're going to click Next. From here, we're going to pivot over to our Caddy file to make a few changes. Looking at our Caddy file, you can see that we have the test subdomain already configured from the last video. But we need to add a second configuration for just the base domain gdhome.net. And it will be configured exactly the same way as the test subdomain. For the host specific handlers, we're going to be using PhotoPrism as an example. We have the subdomain as an example for the subdomain that we are configuring. It'll just be prism.genyhome.net instead of the photo.test.genyhome.net. For the reverse proxy, we're using the same configuration as below. The reverse proxy will be PhotoPrism, the container name, as well as the port that it's running on. You'll need to also ensure that your DNS records reflect the new subdomain prism.genyhome.net. Specifically, you must update your DNS settings by adding the A record to point to your new subdomain. We'll also be adding the Crowdsec middleware, and then the line below it is unique for Cloudflare Tunnels, and I'll explain more about that when we get to the Crowdsec portion of the video. Once you have that added, you're going to save your configuration, then you're going to restart your Caddy reverse proxy by running docker compose up-d force recreate. Going back to the Cloudflare website, for the subdomain, you want to enter in Prism as we configured it in the Caddy file, and then for the domain, you're going to choose your domain. So it'll be prism.genyhome.net. Under servers, you want to select HTTPS, and then for the URL, you're going to add in that test domain for PhotoPrism. So for me, it was photo.test.genyhome.net. And that should be it. You should be able to click save. And then we can see if we can reach the website. Now let's see if we can reach our website. I've already disconnected from my personal network. I am using a VPN for this test as to not expose my actual public IP. So this is the IP address for the VPN. I think it's Thailand somewhere. But if I go ahead to try to access the website, prism.genyhome.net, as you can see, I am able to access this website outside of my network. So in this current setup, PhotoPrism is openly accessible to everyone, including potential malicious actors. So to enhance security, we can leverage Crowdsec to identify and block IP addresses that are probing your application for vulnerabilities or attempting unauthorized access. Going back to Caddyfile, this configuration is replacing the IP for the x-forwarded-for with the IP for the CF connecting IP. So this configuration is essential because Crowdsec relies on the client IP header to make decisions about identifying and blocking bad IPs. And the client IP comes from the x-forwarded-for IP. When using Cloudflare Tunnels, the public IP of incoming requests is conveyed through the CF connecting IP. This is why we are configuring it to replace the IP for x-forwarded-for header with the CF connecting header, the public IP. Without addressing this difference, Crowdsec will not have accurate visibility into the true source of IPs. We can run some tests to ensure that Crowdsec is working as intended and making decisions based off of the public IP. So on Kali, I'm just going to run GoBuster, a tool used in penetration testing to brute force various elements of the web application or network. And I'll run the command, and I should see a 403 status code, which means the server has blocked my IP. And we'll make sure that we're using prism.genyhome.net. And there you see the 403 status code. And if we look at the access logs, we can also see that public IP address will be shown as the client IP. I can just run a sudo tail log caddy access, pipe it over to JQ. And if I scroll up, I will see the CF connecting IP is that public IP for China, or excuse me, Thailand. And then looking at the client IP, it is being shown as the public IP. And now I can run the command sudo docker exec crowdsec cscli decisions list to see if my IP address for the VPN is shown on the list. And as you can see, there's the same public IP, 156 for the country of Thailand. Reason being HTTP probing. And to remove the block, I can just run the sudo docker exec crowdsec cscli decisions delete and then the IP address. And then I run the list again. There's no active decisions now. So thanks for sticking around and diving into the journey of creating secure Cloudflare tunnels and integrating it with Crowdsec for your protection. Hope you found this tutorial insightful and helpful in fortifying your own applications against bots and malicious actors. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more tech tips and deep dives. Any thoughts or questions or ideas, please leave them in the comments below. I love to hear from you. Until next time.